Today I'm going to show you how to fix the pesky Commodore tap. Now, what I mean when I'm talking about the Commodore tap is, on the dash here, the fuel gauge sometimes when you turn the car on, it doesn't straight away realise that there's petrol in the tank, so you've got to give that little bit of a tap there, and obviously that's when the petrol gauge starts getting into gear. So today I'll show you how to fix that problem. Now, if you're wondering how I got this out, well, down the bottom there I'll chuck some links there of how I got this out. There's two part stage. You've got to remove the steering wheel, then you can remove this, but there, like I said, they'll be in the videos down the bottom. Alright, come here, I'll show you what to do. Today what some of the tools we'll be using is a pair of needle nose pliers, a flathead screwdriver, a soldering iron, which I've already pre-turned on just to get it warmed up a little bit, and also you'll need to get some solder. Now what we're doing is we've got to solder a few points on the fuel chip, I guess you would call it. Now, I would have assumed when I first started doing this that the fuel chip's behind the fuel gauge. The fuel gauge is actually located over here somewhere behind these two gauges, so whatever you do, you don't need to take out this gauge here, you need to take out these two gauges here. So that one and that one there. Now, I did wonder if you could just take that one out and still get to the chip, but no, unfortunately, you still need to remove both these gauges. Now, to start off by removing these gauges, all you got to do is flip it over the back here, and you've got to remove these 4 screws to start off with. Also, don't forget to unclick the speedo. Then remove these 3 bolts here and pull out that gauge there, and then you'll be able to get them to work. Now, once you've removed those 4 screws there, the 3 bolts, the 3 nuts there, and these 2 plugs there, flip it over to this side here. Now, don't forget to be very careful with this stuff here, just purely for the fact that this, you don't want this face to get dirty or dusty, you know that. Now, with delicate hands, you've got to see if you can just slide these 2 parts here out, push them off to the side there. This does get a little fiddly, so just be careful when you're doing this. So obviously you don't want to destroy your dash, that's for sure. Pull them out there, and all I've got to do is just sort of flip it on its belly, and they both come out like that. And straight away try and get them onto a flat surface just so you're not touching them. Now this here is the chip we need up here that we've got to take out. Now what I'll do is in the description below I'll put a picture of what this looks like and where the solder points you've actually got to get to change this. Now to get this out, by the looks of there's 2 little split pins on either side of it. You can see one there and one up there. You're going to have to somehow weasel them apart, and then which that point that chip will come out. But don't forget to undo them as well. Once you've got this chip out, I find the easiest thing to do is to you know which solders you've got to take out, and so you're not looking back and forth from the pictures. You figure out which ones you got to, and then actually put a little bit of a texture mark, just so you know which ones you've got to solder, so you're not looking back and forth. It's pretty simple once you do it once. Now, like I said before, make sure you get your solder gun and it's real nice and warm, so start doing it, alright? And like I said, don't forget it's easiest just to put a little dab of text there so you know which ones you've got to get to before you start actually touching things. Now, I had one person say you could just warm the solder up and it'd be fine, or warm it up and just put a little bit of extra solder there. It can't hurt. Once you've done that, making sure you haven't crossed any of the solder paths, you should be right to put it back in and you'll be good to go. And no more Commodore tap, hopefully. Cheers.